So to those of you who have been sticking it out this entire time with my crappy video quality, thank you so much, and I hope this will make your viewing experience just a bit better. So in today's video, I will be taking you through my Trading212 portfolio, which is like a bloodbath right now, and also my Freetrade portfolio. And so it's been actually a little over 4 weeks since my last video, and yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know if that's the right word. I just really want to show you guys what it looks like when your portfolio is not doing well and why basically you shouldn't panic. In fact, I do a whole video about investing psychology in a way, or investing tips that you need to consider, because some people start panicking when their portfolios are in the red. So check it out, linked above. But yeah, let's go over to my Trading212 portfolio. Right, so as you can see, it is looking very, very bleak. I currently have a return of £1.81, which is less than 1% of a return. And in comparison to last month, I think it was up by £48, which that was even at an all-time low, and it's just gone downhill even more since then. So yeah, it's not looking great, but I'll take you through my investments, show you. I'm not going to do biggest winners, biggest losers this week or this month. I'm just going to take you through to show you what's happened to the individual shares in my portfolio. And yeah, let's just have a look. So first of all, we've got Turner's Antares. In the past month, we can see it's pretty much in the same place it was 1 month ago. So there's not been much change there. Now, Amazon, we can see I'm down by £1.02, which is equivalent to negative almost 5%. And if we look last month, it was slightly higher at that point. And then we've had a huge dip 12th, 13th of May, and then today we're starting to see it go up slightly. But yeah, not great, but Amazon has never really been that great for me, so not too much of a surprise there. And American Battery Metals, this one again is slightly depressing just because it was up by £100 at one point, and now I'm up by £2.67. And in the past month, actually it was worse off last month. You can see here on the graph where it was at. So it's gone up since then, but if we look at a 3-month stance, we can see it's gone down. So, but in 1 year, it's also still up. So it depends on the time frame that you're looking at. So in the past month, we can see that it was quite low, then it started to creep up, and it's completely shot down, like in the past week, which is interesting. But this one is a pretty good dividend payer. So yeah, and they're a good company that I don't mind keeping my investments in. Now, some of these I'm not going to go through because they're in my investment pie, and I'll talk about that a bit. But yeah, so some of them I will skip for now. Beyond Meat, honestly, sometimes I do wonder. I'm down by £6 for this one, and you can see how much it's plummeted in the past month, even in the past year. Look at that. It's just really not doing great. But I'm gonna stick it out because I definitely would never sell at a loss. So I just have to stick it out basically. So then we've got the NASDAQ, which is still up by 76p. Not great, but you know, at least it's not in the red. In the past month, it's gone down quite significantly. I remember seeing something in the news about the NASDAQ taking a hit, and it's reflected in my portfolio. So, but at least I'm still in the green. iShares Electrical Vehicle up by £2.33, so that's not too bad. iShares Global Clean Energy, this is the very first time that I've ever seen it in the red since I bought it. And I bought it back for the first time in October. But if you look at it over a year, you can see it's still doing a lot better than it was a year ago. So sometimes it helps to just zoom out a little bit instead of looking so close in. iShares Global Water is up as well by £2.32, which is great. I want to trickle a bit more money into this over time. So in the past month, we can see that it's gone down a bit, but over a year, again, it's steadily going up. Then we've got Legal and General Group up by £3.48, which is great. The reason why I'm invested in this one is because also they are a good dividend payer, and with the Trading212 Portfolio, I'm quite interested in receiving the dividends. So this one is a good one. They don't pay monthly like royalty income or anything like that, but they have a good dividend yield. So you can see that I'm up by £3.48, which is equivalent to 18%. And in the past month, it's actually gone up, which I think this is the only one that has probably gone up in the past month. And if we look over the past year, again, it's still doing better than it was a year ago. Then we've got Maersk, and I don't know actually how you pronounce this. So I'm up by 20 pence on this one. And this one was actually based on a subscriber who let me into this company. So he works in the freight industry, and he recommended that I invest in this company. He invests in this company, and I done very minimal research, but I thought I would just give it a go. I only put £12 in it, nothing much. And yeah, it's interesting because he works in the industry, he's done his research, and so I just thought, okay, I'm just going to give it a try. What's £10 or what's £12? And so that one is a slightly riskier one, I guess, but so far so good. What he was saying though, you can see here that they only really started trading back in November, and look at the growth in a year. No, not even a year, maybe 6 months. So it'll be interesting to see if this growth is sustained long term, if it will continue to go up. But yeah, that one's just my wild card. So thank you, Andy, for letting me know about that one. Then we've got Palantir, which is up by 2 pence. I remember that being up by like £10 at one point, but it's all good. In the past month, if you look from here compared to now, it's not changed that much. But if we look over the year, it's still doing all right. It peaked at around $34, and now we're at 21. So it's taken a bit of a hit recently, but I will be keeping that one in my portfolio. Then we've got good old royalty income, which pays my dividends. I'm still going to put more money into this. You can see that I'm up by 22 pence currently. In the past month, it's gone down a lot. But if we look over the past year, it's not so bad. But then again, also, if we look at a year, I don't know if it's really fair, because a year ago was like almost the beginning of the pandemic when lots of markets took a hit. So I don't know if it's the best kind of benchmark. Everything will look better in comparison to that. But yeah, I still like to look over the past year. Then we've got Rolls-Royce, not doing as good as it was before, but I'm still up by 98 pence. So in the past month, not that much of a change, but you can see it's had a turbulent month, up, down, up, down, up, down, which is interesting. Then we've got Royal Dutch Shell. Still, I'm pretty much up by around £8 consistently with this one. This one doesn't seem to be changing, which is pretty cool. And yeah, if we look in the past year, in the past year, it looks pretty level, which is interesting. But I think I got in at around, I got in October actually, last year. So I got in at a good time. Wish I put more in now. Then we've got Tencent. Yeah, this one's not doing great. I'm down by negative 39p. In terms of my pie, this is not that surprising considering what's going on in the world right now and all of this craziness. All of these shares have taken a beating. Look, all of them are in red or just averaging out. So not surprised here, but I'm not going to sell at a loss. So it's just one of those things I have to hold on to in the long term. So as for dividends, we can see that I've got royalty income, which paid me a dividend today of 31p. And then I received 2 AT&T dividends, don't know why they were separate payments, of £1.54 back on the 5th of May, which obviously was like, wow, that's a big dividend in comparison to like how much I have invested in this portfolio. And back on April 19th, I received a £1.20 dividend from Rio Tinto, which again was sizable, and a 24p dividend from Realty Income. So because it's been slightly over a month since my last portfolio update, I don't think that was included in my last update. But what's really interesting to see is how things are changing over time. Like if I think back to November or December, the total dividends was like 10p or 20p. And now to see it at £7.86 is just great and rewarding. And obviously it's not a lot of money. I can't do much with £7.86, but it's about seeing it over the long term. So yes, it's only £7, but it was only 10p maybe 4 months ago. So it shows you really the impact of compounding, and also the fact of how passive income can really work. It's just fantastic that because I'm invested in these companies, I'm getting money for basically doing nothing. So over time, seeing this beef up a little bit. So eventually, you know, when it passes £100 or so, I'll really start to feel the effects or see how impactful dividend payments can be. So one thing that I wanted to show you with Freetrade is they're currently doing this deal that you could win 1 of 5 Tesla free shares that Freetrade are giving out if you use a refer a friend link. So if you don't already have a Freetrade account, then you can check out the link in the description. You would get a free share anyway, but they're just doing this special edition, I don't know what you would call it, special referral program right now, where some people are going to be blessed with a huge Tesla share. But as for my Freetrade portfolio, I haven't received any free shares this month, which is cool. But let's just have a look at the activity. So we can see in the past month, it's actually kind of leveled out. So a month ago, it was around £63.61, and currently it's at £64.36. So not bad. And in terms of my investments, I've got Edinburgh Trust, which is up by about 10%. Emerging markets, which is down by 0.69%, which is also reflective in my Vanguard investment account. The emerging markets is doing bad, and I'll show you in my next portfolio update for Vanguard. UK dividend is up by 17.91%, which is good. MSCI World is up by 12.33%. And yeah, just to remind you that these numbers are minimal because only tiny amounts of money are invested in them. So 12% sounds good, but really it's only like 10 pence or something. So it's not much. Then we've got Sand Group, which is up by 28.8%. UK Property, which is up by 2.59%. The SABES, which is up by 4.87%. Avast down by 3.22%, and the renewable infrastructure is up by 0.39%. And yeah, again, for this portfolio, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not actually putting any money in it other than the £10 that I put in at the very beginning in order to get my free share. But apart from that, the rest has been free shares, thanks to you. And I'm just curious to see how this one performs and if it's going to outperform my Trading212 portfolio, where I'm intentionally choosing the stocks that I invest in. It'll be interesting to see if this can beat it. So that's it for my portfolios this month. As I said, Trading212 is a complete bloodbath, not looking great, but it's all good. And again, if you are panicking about investing and you're panicking about your portfolio, I do recommend checking out that Don't Invest If video that I made, because if you put certain things in place before you start investing, then you won't panic when you see your portfolio go down. So it's really important to have a good investing psychology so that you can be the best long-term investor that you can possibly be. So thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the new and improved video quality, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video real soon.